opportunity to speak here today on the inaugural function of this exhibition. Namaste and a very warm good evening to all the dignitaries present over here and all the studio for a printmaking residency since last 1.5 months, and it's been a very good various techniques of printmaking. And the studio, Banyan Art Studio, is a multidisciplinary place, I must say. It's a very versatile activity place, like activities are happening there. In last month, we have been with a German artist. They will come and we had a collaboration work project there. And so it was a very good experience to work with all, to have communication and all everything. And many other artists, young students, it's a good place where all the young students are getting supported and they get encouragement to all for the residency program. So it's a very good opportunity for all everyone. It's a very good place. Whoever wants to come and do the work, it's a very good place. And you got to know about the various techniques of printmaking. Also, you have interaction. I'm very thankful to Sudhakar Jika sir, for giving me this opportunity here today, and also for the residency program. Thank you.
And very good evening to everyone. Let me introduce myself. I am Jyotsna Mandupaka and I am from Visakhapatnam. I did my bachelor's and master's from Andhra University, and in last year, April, I finished. And I was out of work when I was just sitting at home and doing nothing when this residency came to me as a surprise. And since then, I haven't stopped. I am continuously working. And I must say that working at the Chipasa studio was really a very wonderful experience, because what I learned in these 2 months was more than what I learned in my academics. And this gave me a very nice exposure to meet everyone, meet good artists, good works. And I'm very thankful to sir that you have brought me here today in front of you all. Thank you so much.
For coming, and thank you everyone for joining us today. And I would like you all to continue and see the show and have a good time. Thank you.
బాగుంటుందంటే అక్కడికి వెళ్తే అది మనం సిటీలో ఉన్నామా అనిపిస్తుంది. అంత మంచి ప్లేస్ నాకు ఎప్పుడు కనిపించలేదు. నాకు ఉన్నట్టయితే నేను ఎప్పుడు అక్కడనే ఉంటుంది. కానీ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ వెరీ బ్యూటిఫుల్ ప్లేస్. దాంట్లో జరిగే విషయం ఇంకా గొప్పగా ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకోసమంటే ఆయనే కొత్త స్టూడెంట్స్ని తీసుకొస్తాడు. అప్పుడప్పుడు మన గ్రాఫిక్ ప్రింట్స్ మేకింగ్ అబౌట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాడు. క్యాంప్స్ కూడా అయితే ఉంటాడు కదా, ఆ క్యాంప్స్ నాకు బాగా ఇంట్రెస్ట్. అయితే నేను ఫోన్ ఎక్కువ నాతోటి కాదు, మాటి పోవడం చూడడం. అయితే ఆ ప్లేస్ అంటే నాకు బాగా ఇష్టం. అక్కడికి వచ్చే కొత్త స్టూడెంట్స్ వస్తారు. ఒకసారి వాళ్ళు కొత్త ఐడియాస్ వస్తారు. అక్కడ ముఖ్యంగా నేను చూసింది ఏంటంటే ప్రింట్ మేకర్స్కు అదొక హెవెన్ లాగా కనిపించింది నాకైతే. వాళ్ళు పిలుస్తారు, నువ్వు ఎవరైనా రావచ్చు, యూ కెన్ కమ్ అండ్ స్టే దే 2 months 3 months ఏదో ఒకటి ఉంటే దానికి పే చేసేది ఉంటే పే చేస్తారు, లేకపోతే ఆయన పెద్ద పే కూడా పట్టించుకుంటారు. అంత మంచి అనిపించింది. చాలా మటుకు నాకు నేను ఎంగున్నట్టయితే బచ్చటోది. ఇప్పుడు ఎంగు లేను కాబట్టి మాటికి నాకు పోవడం కష్టం. అండ్ దాని గురించి చాలా మాట్లాడవచ్చు. ఎంతో పెద్ద ఆర్టిస్టులు వస్తారు. అది ఆ ఆర్టిస్టుల గురించి చెప్పాలంటే మంచి ఆర్టిస్టులు వస్తారు. దానికి కనెక్షన్స్ కూడా ఎంతోమంది ఉన్నారు. అక్కడ పోయి క్యాంప్స్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఆ క్యాంప్స్లో తయారైన ప్రింట్స్ మంచి పోర్ట్ఫోలియో చేసి సెల్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు, అట్లా ఉంటారు. ఆ వచ్చిన మనీ మళ్ళీ పిల్లల కోసమే ఖర్చు పెడతాడు. ఈయనకు పెద్ద పైసలు అవసరం లేదు. ఆయనకు కావాల్సింది ఎందుకంటే యాక్టివిటీ నడవాలని చెప్పి. ఓకే, ఉంది కాబట్టి ఐఎమ్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ. ఆయన గురించి మాట్లాడంటే నాకేముంది, నాకు ఐఎమ్ వెరీ స్మాల్ మ్యాన్ టు టాక్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. బట్ మంచిగా అనిపిస్తుంది. అక్కడ ఎన్నోసార్లు పోయినా, నేను ఎన్నోసార్లు పోయినా, అక్కడ ఎన్నోసార్లు ఉన్నా. అప్పుడప్పుడు మంచి యాక్టివిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి నాకు సంతోషం అనిపిస్తుంది. ఎప్పుడన్నా పిలిస్తే పోతాను, ఉంటాను, వస్తాను. రైట్
రైట్ సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. తెలుగు ఇట్లా
Good morning, everyone here. I am sitting at this moment in Banyan Hearts Foundation, where you can see there are many artists that are here from different parts of the country. They have gathered here, and there are a lot of students, a lot of ex-students from different parts of the country. They are here doing printmaking, painting, discussion, and interaction. This is the first time I have been here. This foundation, they have started 2007. So I'm really happy to be here yesterday when I came, and I saw this is so natural, so really close to the nature. As you know, the more you go close to the nature, more you are better off in life. As Aristotle said, there is no art without nature. So when I came here, I can see beautiful this banyan tree, and Chipa and his family, they told me this must be around more than 100 years old. And I can see this natural stone is there. It looks like monolithic sculpture. And beautiful facility here in the printmaking studio and in the painting studio. And this is a place that anybody can do, express them freely to do any kind of creative art. Yesterday I have started a painting, and I am happy that the work they are doing for up and coming artists, established artists, help them. Whatever painting and art we will be creating here, so they are going to sell slowly and raise the funds for the foundation. Really, it is something that they are giving and returning back to the society, which is very, very important, because we take a lot of things from the society. We should return as much as possible to the society. Hopefully, I will finish the painting today. And now till 30th, there are many artists and sculptors, printmakers, ceramist artists from different parts of the country. They will be reaching here, working, painting, sculpting, printmaking, and interacting with local people, artists, and art lover connoisseurs. And really, I must thank them, and I wish Chipa and his foundation for a really wonderful success, and good luck for the future. Thank you very much.
Esteemed guest Padmashri, Dr. Paresh Maitri. I'd like to take a moment to introduce Banyan Studios, the creative force behind this initiative. Banyan Studios was founded by Sri Chippa Sudhakar in the year 2007 with a heartfelt vision to nurture emerging artists, fostering meaningful collaborations, and create a platform for the various contemporary art practices. Our journey has been deeply rooted in the idea of growth, just like the banyan tree, which stands strong with its expanding roots, giving shelter and strength to all who gather beneath it. We strive to support young, upcoming artists, providing them with opportunities to learn, create, and thrive. Beyond this, we are deeply committed to fostering exchange and dialogue. Through our international and national workshops, we create vibrant spaces for artists to engage in meaningful conversations, share knowledge, and inspire one another. Special focus is given to art students from various institutions, giving them invaluable exposure and learning opportunities. We also take the pride in hosting art talks, presentations where practitioners share insights into their artistic journey, inspiring young minds and enriching the local art landscape. With the unwavering support of our esteemed board members and internationally renowned artists Lakshma Gaud, Ravindra Reddy and Santosh Sakinala, Banyan Art Studios continue to empower artists, fostering growth and creativity while strengthening and connecting within the global art community. Now I invite Santosh Sakinala, art historian and critic, to come to the podium and introduce our esteemed guest, Dr. Paresh Maitri.
Thank you, thank you for this opportunity. And really do not need any introduction. His presence itself introduces it. But what we see when we look at, I'm sharing 2 points about, a couple of points about my understanding and experience of looking at Paresh Maitri and Paresh Maitri's work. There is a relationship. They are not separate. One is the dimension. Right? If you look at, he did the largest watercolor that exists in the history of watercolor, over 800 feet. Am I right? Or feet?
That is 860 feet.
Yeah.
Oil.
Acha, oil.
That is oil for the international airport.
Right. Yeah. So whether it is oil or the watercolors, particularly, I'm kind of struck by, because the kind of scale that he deals in watercolor is like achieving an impossible task, right? So what we see, that dimension in watercolor also reflects in sculptures that he started recently, right? Whether it is the jackfruit that has been presented recently in Bengal Biennial, or it is the bull, which is called the force, with over 8,000 bells, right? So the force is conceptual, but the force is also literal, physical, dimensional. And the dimension is something that which is very important to note and which is different from scale. Dimension is more conceptual than scale. Scale is more empirical. Scale is more mathematical. Scale is scalable. Whereas dimension is more, it can be small, it can have larger effect or impact. So the effect and impact that we have when we see him and be around him could be seen also in the works that he produces. So with this I welcome Dr. Paresh Mehdi, a very significant artist of the contemporary Indian art, to share his words. And I think you wanted to present a video. Yes.
I think you have it.
We have it. So how would you like to go about it?
I think you first.
It's wonderful to see so many artists, art lovers, and I am really pleased to be here under this wonderful, natural atmosphere, which we miss living in the big cities. And what Santosh said, thank you very much, Santosh, giving your insights. Yes, that our son, when I was doing this book, I went to the studio and it's in Noida. And I just done the drawing from here to there. He said something very funny. He said, you are obsessed with the scale, I can see. Sometimes you are doing 9 feet watercolor. Opportunity. That great artist, left us. He saw that sculpture and he said, this is what? Whose sculpture is this? So Rajkumar said, this is Paris's sculpture. He said, mine is. But after that, now I am doing a sculpture which is already 3 years gone. The jackfruit is 7 ton, single piece. Now I am doing a sculpture which is 21 ton, 42 feet tall, bronze. It is 7 stages of life. Sorry, 4 stages of life, which is still under construction. Maybe end of this year it will be ready. So before I interesting that why, what, and all this, because we are all artists, art lovers, so it would be really nice discussion, which is these days is not there anymore. Like earlier days, like Van Gogh, Picasso, Matisse, they used to drink, talk, fight, which is not happening. People are very conscious these days. They don't do such things. They would fight, then they will hug each other. They will buy a bottle of whiskey or rum, they would drink, and again they will create some wonderful art they left us. And so, I don't know if you want to show the presentation first. You have link. Play, then I will tell you about a little bit about watercolor and about that 860 feet painting, which is one of the longest painting in the world. And I'm started already 100 feet painting. So let's see that. And I really had no idea about this your Banyan Heart something and this foundation and all this. So when I reached here, so I could memorize my childhood days. So I really grew up like this kind of surroundings. And where can you hear this sound of the chicken these days, which is fascinating. Just sitting under the banyan tree, be in the air. Everybody is in the air-conditioned studios and doing something. But where is the interaction? So let's see the film, which is old one. This is not a new one. And then let's talk, discuss, and let be a very informal discussion. That would actually be a very interactive session. I don't know how long it is.
It's over 6 minutes.
No, after that we can all have.
Leaving footprints in the fertile soil. Down is quintessential Bengal, a crossroads for ideas and cultures. Reasoning in unifying nothing but creating a palette of colors to choose from. And choose from them the artist has. to nurture
Back to Hyderabad. So I came back after 14 years back as a interaction in ISP. So I have a very old connection with Hyderabad. So it's like a coming home back circle of life. So and as in that presentation, we are coming to you. As in presentation, you saw that I do many mediums. Watercolor, painting, sculptures. This is very old one. You can see that was 81 solo exhibition. Now I had a 90 solo exhibition. I just finished last week. Not last week, this week in Holland, a very, very prestigious exhibition. In that exhibition, only you can see Van Gogh, Monet, Picasso. It's a world famous art. So my idea is not that you create a piece of art on canvas or paper, but you create art in any form. You convert anything into a piece of art. Get stuck to one medium and all this. So you can really continue to do anything.
One medium takes a lifetime for normal people.
You are right. One medium, one thing, art. Like there are sometimes many people ask that do you have any other hobby, music and all this. I said, मैं पागल हो गया. Art करते I need 72 hours in a day. Now you are asking me that if I can do something else.
You are able to do so many. For people like us, one painting is taking 40 years to get better.
No, that might happen, but it depends with human to human. You think of, a lot of people they say that if you do less painting, then the prices of the art will go high because there will be rarity. But that's absolutely wrong. Who has done the highest number of art in the world? That is Picasso. He was genius. He could transform anything into a piece of art. Every day he could just do this, that, and everything is art. And who has done the highest number of art in India? M.F. Hussain. You saw 2 days back what happened to M.F. Hussain. One of his paintings got sold for 120 crore. So that is a wrong idea that you do less work, the prices will go up. As you said that think of Picasso, even a line could be transformed into art. So it depends person to person. Like as Santosh was saying about the watercolor, 60. So still I am thinking what kind of watercolor can be done, what can be. See, it is not that you do a painting or you just create a piece of art. That how passionately, how deep emotionally you can transform that into a piece of art. As art is very inanimate matter. So that is very important. I will show you in my phone a little bit, but I don't know how to transfer it. I will show you just now something. There is a very dear friend. They have been big family in Delhi, very well-known family. Everybody would know their name. So they have been collecting my painting last 35 years when I was MFA student in Delhi. Later on I joined MFA in College of Art I was doing. So they have one beautiful estate in Rishikesh. And they got it in 7 acres. It was the Maharaja of Garhwal, that his property in Delhi. His Ganga is there, beautiful, unbelievable property. So then they have been punished, when are you going? I said, Ari Baba, I will go with my own space and all that. Aram se jayega. As you know, Bengali, the Chatterjee, Banerjee, Mukherjee, no energy. Bahut hila hota hai, bahut. Our father is today 95 years old and he is active more than us. He is a very, very famous man. He is more active, I am telling you. He is drinking neat whiskey at the age of 90, standing without anything, talking. He is dancing, the great-grandchildren, not grandchildren, great-grandchildren. So I did some watercolor. So I will show you in my phone.
You can transfer it to
You will understand here. Can you see? So your brain is working. You know, the brain is working. Your brain is working. Let me put it a bit more light. And this is 30, 20. 20 by 30, the full sheet. So really, paper, what I was saying, is a very special paper I know. Where is it? Then there is a tree, but this orange creeper is going with the estate. Then there is a tree. And they say, this is our most favorite tree. So, and you know, early morning I got up, even evening when I arrived, I was wondering, why you get the essence, you feel the essence. What is there? What emotion you can transform into your art? Then really you create something. Not that just 2 hours or 1 hour. So these were done very fast. So watercolor has to be fast because there is no rectification. And all the paper white, you see the light, highlight. These are all paper white. As you are all know, you know all this. Unpainted surface. Even here, no? It's an unpainted surface. There are 7 I could do, 8, but one not very happy. So not that you paint and as you said, na, the scale. Even that time when I went to the college, Government Art College, but let me tell you, after that I went to, when I thought I will do, I ran away from home. That's a different story to do art. But again I went back to Shantiniketan. But as I grew up in a very natural atmosphere, I thought Shantiniketan would do. But, and who were the teacher? Those days they were all ex-students of Government College of Art and Craft. And they said, you know what, I will tell you, Jogendra, Devendra, they are all my very dear friends. You know what they told me? They said, you are already an artist. तुमको भुलाना बहुत मुश्किल है. फिर नया, as you know, Shantiniketan has a different concept to teach art. So I thought, well, as you know, the God, whatever God does, it is all good. Because I had to earn money. And Shantiniketan, there is no scope. In Calcutta, you could teach art students, you can go and not teach. And this repair was, you know, it was too much money. So I used to do that. But yes, as you asked first, that artists should not be fulfilled with any work. There is always a hunger. There is always growth in search. Then you can really go again and again till the last day of life. You are creating, you are capturing the force, the movement. And one day teacher told us, when you do a leaf, looking at the leaf, वो पत्ता हिलेगा. और वो फोटो से बनाएगा वो पत्ता नहीं हिलेगा. So we have studied throughout our life, sitting near the sea, the water, the rain, everything. Sitting in the Banaras Ghat, even today I do. And गाय ऊपर से जा रहा है, कोई बकरी धक्का दे रहा है, you know, the goats are going. Then you can capture all this. Otherwise you cannot, you know, capture the force, the movement, the light. You know, in watercolor you wanted to capture the light. How to capture the light? If you see my watercolor, you know, older watercolor, you will see the light. You will feel it is a light, morning light, evening light, you will feel that light, the smoke and everything. Like another study was very difficult, leaf, patta patta. Any leaf which was very small, let's say babul ka patta, which is very difficult to paint. In Indian style of painting, you can paint one by one by one. But the bigger leaf is easy. But those little leaves are very difficult. So we have to really feel and see how you can really capture that, you know, leaves. So whenever now we do a lot of this tree and all that, we have been thinking to make a tree in this painting. So that there is no shortcut in that.
No shortcut. Even today, you cannot just do anything in shortcut. As आप जितना ही खोदेगा इतना ही गहराई होगा. So there is no sign. There is no. So hard work is the greatest way. And sometimes maybe the struggle for the existence can be also very big thing. As I left everything, I had nothing, so I had to struggle. I had to paint. You won't believe. In Government College of Art and Craft, which is 5 years course, BFA, and I come from Tamil, you know, a place. I told also you in somebody about 90-95 kilometers southwest of Calcutta. Those days I am telling you, 1983, imagine how difficult it is. Even those one छोटा road रास्ता होता था. I used to travel every day 8 hours. 4 hours to go, 4 hours to come. That was the average time. Almost 200 kilometers. Different kind of transport to attend the college. Because I had no money to stay in the college. I was never absent. I was never late in the college. 6 years. Never late, never absent. When they said tired हो गया, इतना थक गया, बोर हो गया, हाँ, क्या पेंट करेगा मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. But the subjects they are hunting me. अरे हमको पेंट करो, हमको पेंट करो, हमको स्कल्पचर बनाओ. It's the opposite. Even today, you know, when you paint like 24 hours I work. So, as you said that, without thinking any or without any preconceived ideas, as Picasso said at the age of 90, I want to be a child. Sometimes everybody says you are a child. I said, painting बनाना है, painting कर रहा है, sculpture कर रहा है. हिम्मत सा से वो पागल है, इतना बड़ा sculpture जाएगा कैसे? ऐसे जाएगा कैसे वो हमारा काम नहीं है. हाँ, हमारा काम है बनाना, क्रिएट करना. वो देखेगा कौन क्रिएट करेगा, कौन ले जाएगा, कैसे करेगा. Of course, sometimes you think the logistics. You cannot, you can dissection, you can do all this. But yes, you have to work as hard as possible. And you have to always be new like a flowing river. No rest. Artists, they don't have rest, let me tell you. सोते सोते भी याद आता है उधर वो गड़बड़ किया है, वो ठीक नहीं हुआ है. वो जब तक जाके नेक्स्ट डे स्टूडियो में एक बार जिधर भी कर रहा था नहीं होगा ना, तब तक शांति नहीं है. आई एम श्योर यू ऑल फेस ऑल दिस. Art is like that because it hits you. And let me tell you, after you may start painting or sculpture with anything, but then you should not try to impose the art. It is opposite way. After starting, art imposes you that इसको इधर कलर लगाना है, so you get lost. Then you create masterpiece.
Jaji, how do you spend 2 artists, famous artists, in one place? What is your daily rotation? What is your daily activities? Would you please tell? She said you asked her age. So please, can you explain simply?
There is nothing you can think and you can create beyond nature. Okay. Now when I see the nature, so when I see the beautiful cloud, yesterday suddenly you are here, suddenly little storm was coming and we could see we were having little other thing, okay, understood?
Yeah.
And then suddenly the pattas were all running, cut. Then by that time, we finished and his cheaper son was dropping me to the hotel. The rain was like cats and dogs. It was like, आज पूरा इधर ही पूरा बाढ़ आ जाएगा. So that is the situation you think of place to do whatever. So because that drives you, forces you to paint the watercolor because that atmosphere only you can create in watercolor. that sensibility, that feeling. When I go, I have been looking at, even in the hotel campus, I saw there are some, like this kind of stone. So I was even in a walk, I was walking, I saw suddenly one stone on top of other stone. So then you feel like doing a sculpture. Although I don't do stone, but I do mainly metal. But that drive you, that forms, that drives you to do. And when there is like a very complex kind of a situation, then you try to think, which will take larger scale, you think of oil. And sketch and drawing, so I do all the time, in the plane, in everywhere I do, sitting, I do. Like train your hand like an untrained horse to a trained horse. Exactly like that. So, and second question, what you said, that argument and all that. And I never criticize it. And that's very interesting. For anything. Well, somebody will say, "Abhi wo kaisa kapda pehna hai?" I said, "Is that person's choice? What is your problem with that?" And sometimes they really wear some very interesting funny clothes. One day they were wearing some funny clothes in art fair. So they were telling me, "Hey, look, because all these clothes I have designed myself. I made it." So they said, "Hey, what kind of clothes it?" I said, "Contemporary art." आजकल कुछ समझ में नहीं आता, बोलो contemporary art. Sorry, बोलो contemporary art. So I hope you got 3 questions.
Yeah. Good.
Also very different. But what is the stage of choosing cubistic style in your practice? How it inspires, like, except because of who is other artists?
Yeah, what is straight line, linear line drawing? If you see figurative, even drawings, even those sculptures, you see they are very linear, they are very drawing oriented. And I must tell you another thing. When I paint, I don't draw. I do first abstract. Then slowly, the drawing, everything comes in. So I really don't draw. So everybody's mind, which is very, you know the everyday thing, that if you can show it as simple as possible to express the message, that is more contemporary. You think of tribal art here, Bengal or Patal or Rajasthan or Worli or any place they are very simple, they are very expressive. So it is very important that you keep your identity, what you call it, tradition. Because we have such strong, important tradition of each and every place in India. Color, people, expression, everything. So much of like folk art. They are the biggest contemporary art, I think, in the world. And to show that in a today's way, very contemporary way, today's time, which is a challenge.
So last question, Ramani, and I will be
How are you? Good. Yeah, please.
Illustrations, photography, and even in film industry also. So, what's your favorite medium? And can you share one of your favorite, memorable incidents in your travel? You have traveled across the world. So, can you share one incident?
I don't know what tradition is there in India, many places. We brought some nariyal, banana and all this. We gave it to the Maharaj. He was very happy. So we did like that. So there are so many incidents, so many things. I used to face dacoits, like traveling that 100 kilometers at night. Local train, EMU local train, say now, it goes through abundance, ornaments. Thank you very much.
And have a wonderful day. There's a refreshment after the show. Please have the refreshments. Thank you.
मैं है मैंगलोर से, मेरा नाम महेश बलिगा है। मैं मैसूर गया बैचलर्स करने के लिए कावा में, फिर मैं MSU गया मास्टर्स करने। उसके बाद में मैं टीचिंग करता हूँ बहुत सारे जगह पे, अभी फुल टाइम काम कर रहा है। हाँ, और मैं सोलो शो किया है बहुत सारा, और लंदन में एक सोलो शो किया है। और Banyan art में के आई फेल्ट कि दे साइलेंटली हैव एनकरेज्ड यंग आर्टिस्ट काम करने के लिए। बहुत सारे लोग मतलब 15-20 साल से वो कर रहे हैं, बट अभी जो ये कैंप हो रहा है इसका फंड से वो और एनकरेजमेंट मिलेगा और इकोनॉमिकल सपोर्ट भी मिल जाएगा यंग आर्टिस्ट के लिए। ये बहुत अच्छी एनवायरनमेंट बहुत अच्छा है, वेरी गुड। बहुत सारा स्टूडियो से प्रिंट मेकिंग है, सिरेमिक का है, स्कल्पचर का है, पेंटिंग का स्टूडियो है, और एग्जीबिशन भी करते हैं, वर्कशॉप भी करते हैं। तो ऐसा स्पेस होना चाहिए क्योंकि इंस्टीट्यूशंस अच्छे से काम हुआ है अभी। इधर स्टूडेंट के साथ इंटरेक्शन हुआ, तो जो मेरे को लगता है ऐसा तो बात किया है।
Hi, I'm Sujit Essen. I'm from Cochin, Kerala. I did my BFA from College of Fine Arts, Thrissur, and MFA from University of Hyderabad. And I was in Hyderabad almost four and a half years. And I got invitation from Mr. Chippa Sudhagar to Banyan Art, and I really had a good time. And I think it is a very meaningful act of doing something, some sort of a residency, and this sort of a organization, which is very important for a community base. And I think it is more useful for younger generation to get exposed with various mediums and various style of working. So I think it is an important event, which I believe which should continue in future.
Would have seen before this slide would testify to those different humble events involving artist workshops, presentations, talks, and it's largely sharing knowledge and expertise. So in one sense, this studio also assumes a pedagogic role. Right? Practice and pedagogy kind of comes together in this space where an organic sharing of knowledge, organic sharing of ideas take place. So in that effort we have today Sujit Essen sharing his work with us, and yeah, we will have a nice time for 45 minutes seeing his work. I don't want to really formally introduce Sujit. We all get his details if you want online nowadays. But Sujit studied in Kerala, and then he studied in Hyderabad University here in Hyderabad, and he says that the 4 years that he stayed in Hyderabad was a very important moment for his practice. While studying in the art school, the Sarojini Naidu School of Arts and Communications, and after that he stayed over for another 2 years, and this city was very important in that sense of shaping his initial steps towards practice. So, and when we look at his works, we see that it's a culmination of multiple things through time. So, without much ado, I invite Sujit to take over the dais and please continue with your presentation. Thank you. This space, this beautiful space. It took, I think, maybe to come back to Hyderabad. Whenever I come to Hyderabad, I feel it's kind of a second home for me, like after Kerala, like whenever I come, this is the place where I got many things in my career, in my life. So a lot of learning which I had it from Hyderabad, especially from University of Hyderabad. So I'm showing here in a chronological manner, but you can ask any question or any query in between if you feel like to ask. Please go ahead with that, because that is, I kind of an artist or a person I like to have more conversation than a monologue, kind of. So,
should I ask you one question?
Yeah, please.
Sorry, I had to go out. Excuse me.
No, that's
very,
fine.
very sorry. Forgive me for that. So I didn't listen what you say quickly. But looking at this beautiful painting, is it a oil painting or what is this?
This is actually acrylic on canvas, which is the canvas we prepare. Like we don't have, financially we are not that great in our BFAs, like our studies. So this is one of the work which I only showing in my BFA. Like this is this I did it in 2005, and this work gave me a confidence and a lot of inspiration or influence from Indian miniature and Ghulam Muhammad Sheikh and yeah. So
I was looking at it and
yeah.
I was thinking the way you have the composition of the full paintings, like Ghulam Muhammad and Kate, and they do their own style of work. It's very beautiful, I must say. Nothing wrong if you are inspired by anybody.
Yeah,
We all inspired by looking at the nature. You can be inspired by looking at some artist's work. There is no wrong, but it's a beautiful work, and I think it's a nice.
Yeah, it is actually. I'm from a place called Parka. I'm from Kerala. It is a border district of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So we often go to Tamil Nadu to my cousins and to meet them. So this is actually a Tamil Nadu architecture. So this is like a tile which they use it in Tamil Nadu, round shape like a bangle sort of thing. I think you will see it in some part of Telangana, I feel, like so. So this is quite a large work. I don't put the size or anything here, but it's around 5.5 feet to 4 feet. Yeah.
So you only do the structures or architect or the figurative?
I do. I'll show that. Please go ahead. Yeah, this is the first work. I did it in outside Kerala for a long time. So it really made me to see everything in a new eye. Everything is I'm very curious to see, big machine and everything. So when I moved to Hyderabad, it was not this developed, in 15, 16 years ago, like 2006, 7. So the development is going to happen, in Gachibowli side. It was just a lot of construction happening, but not as such now. So everything very shocking for me to see, big missionaries doing something which is very unknown to my kind of person who comes from kind of a village, surrounding. So that's one. Next. So I was here for quite a couple of weeks, I guess. Then
then I somehow run away. It's not that easy to getting out from military. Somehow I did it, and but with one condition, I gone from this place with +2 because I'm not really good at study, so I can't get any other polytechnic or anything. So ITC is the best thing. So I went back and I studied draftsman civil course, which I choose because something I can draw there, something I can make with my hand. So I did. So I was working with construction companies in Kerala, like small companies, quite a long time. So these are this imprint in my work. I still believe that made me, artist, that draftsman course or going out of this construction. So I always visit, that site with sketchbook. Every day I'll go and sketch something, and then I create a tower, which is again I got heavily influenced by artist Peter Bruegel, the Tower of Babel, and also when I really liked that form first, and then I inquired of what actually the idea behind that work. So then I realized it is a man-made tower, which is property ad, especially in Bombay. It comes as a supplement every Friday. So I got really moved by that. Yeah. Question which even I think sometimes where this light comes from. It's not very easy to answer, but there are many childhood memories. Maybe we have it. Hello. We have it. Like very surreal light we see sometimes in a landscape, especially the place where I come from. Have more big festivals, which is when we call Puram or Vela. Puram is something which we, on a particular day, we use many firecrackers, which is, it's a big thing. I don't know, it's a crazy thing. So when it's blast, there is a reflection in the light, sometimes you'll see. So that, suddenly the landscape becomes very new to you in night. So something like that, I'm just giving you an anecdote, which I'm not sure about. That is the way. Or there is a light goes inside the water and you see something very in a hazy manner. So for me, light is not as a phenomenon. It's also a philosophical way I'm looking at. Like it's as a something. It's not just a phenomenon of a physical property or yeah, watercolor has that magic, when you put one drop that may create a blast, right? Or you can also reduce that. But that is not there in any other medium, which I feel watercolor makes you to be in the present, when you put it.
I'm just trying to trace your journey of influence. So, is it that you started with a surrealistic influence and then went on to Coro and Casper? Yeah, that I think that this your figure, the feel is there. That you will. I just want to ask was, is it fine? Is that how I?
Surrealism, I'm not really a fan of surrealism because I believe surrealism has more to do with painting's logic, which is not the logic of logic of the world. It is the logic only exists on the painting, or you have to try something in that manner. But I don't believe that. I believe something which is
the visual should convince insightfully also sometimes, not like if you talk about surrealism, they actually using that liberty as an artist, they can do anything, right? They can go any further. But for me, it's not like that. You should respect the science of or the physics in that manner. So I'm not that way. I'm not surrealist. But I got inspired from many surrealist painter in that sense, like Banyan, for example, or in recent work, Tankway, US Tank, correct, US Tankway. But later, Casper David Frederick, I liked it, but the way that the way he had hold that, which I'm not carrying, it's more romantic. He is, right? Like, but I'm not in that sense. I don't address this aloof or the solitude in a positive manner for me. It is a very unbearable, for me. So I like to be with people like that. So in that manner, I'm not. But there are many artists you might have noticed. Yeah, there are.
Think about the mythology previous also, artist in this, lot of artists is there. But I am observing here, you are showing the any mythology images or mythology stories, or else, and one more question, you are telling previous whatever your background scene that is said. Then you can't showing a lot of war paintings, means oranges or whatever. You are showing the and that whatever how to you are expressing your work in.
See, there are things what I understood from your question.
And one more question, you said the Bombay, you saw the blockbusting time you were in that place, showing that influence also is there. You said. But when you are coming outside, whatever you are, I saw that Kerala and Hyderabad and some places also, whatever fire affection is there. Why?
Maybe it's my fear of what I'm trying to when I'm working with architecture for. It's not function, it's not a functional utility. The form itself creates sometimes attention. If, for example, a form of a cylinder, gas cylinder, in my practice, after doing that, if you are not getting it, then it's my failure actually for me. So it is very responsible act for me to use color or form, scale, or even in title. You have to be very careful when you use the title. If the title is very direct, then it's all. It is thousands of shades. You choose one particular blue to say something, to trigger something, to evoke something, and you leave. That's it.
Are there any questions?
Hello sir, are you addressing the changing of landscape? So you are in the side of like protecting the nature, or you are not supporting that thing, and also you are showing that images in the place where it's against to your work, and also you are also addressing like your expression is in the poetic way that only limited people used to understand, and also that people only do the more changing on the landscape. If you do the total what you want to express, like mostly if you go in rural areas, if we tell them the problem is if you do this kind of things, they are more conscious. But if you show it this thing,
it has its potential that can surpass its own time of making. So activism is temporal, activism is in time, but art is across time. So a powerful work of art exists beyond its time. So activism is different, art is different. So it's better to not mix them up. Yes, artists, like he said, and many artists respond to concerns, respond to issues, and respond to problems, you know, that all affect us, which is why we respond. But the response does not have the responsibility to affect a change. I don't think policies should do it. Politicians should do it. Okay. We can't take their job.
The artists are too much emotional.
Yeah.
We cannot do for
And so now I think so. He studied in Baroda, painting. He did all kinds of odd jobs, very interestingly creative things beyond art. But yeah, so this is his study, and then he's staying in Baroda and he continues to practice. So what we see when we look at Mahesh's work, it's almost, it stands opposite to Sujit's work, right? Of the themes. So it will be.
So this was the madman from outside the college who was wearing the shoes, a brand new one. So I touched accent shoe. And I have written also on the top actually why I did that and certain next. So I saw Ullas Nagar in the art magazine, and then I thought of making my room like that. So this is one of the painting. This all things open. It's a sketchbook painting. So I was not good at painting. You know, I was trying to do, but I don't know how to do. So this is the village where I stayed. These are all diaries where I did better work than the real whatever class was. Yeah, next. So this we have a commode for in the college. This was all of the boys and there only one commode. So I thought it should be, have a wallpaper on it. So I designed the wallpaper. So this is Baroda, and in Mysore our attitude was do work and as a fun. And in Baroda it became like it's all professional. You use stretchers which we never saw, or paints which we never saw. All those things. And I thought it's like a drawing competition. So I made everybody pay, fit there. Even some paintings from painters, images, or my classmates, or Supanji, everything, whatever I felt I put there. They are in a competition. This was another where I was interested in when I saw Ilya Kabakawa and Emily Kabakawa about how you can extend the painting. And my next they come and buy at the end is a poison for a rat and go back. So at that, Giv Patel said me that there is something happening but you are not looking at this moment. And I didn't understand that, what it was. Because my interest is in ideas, not in the emotional part. So I will come to that, but it's the context that I wanted to share. Next. So this is there's a poetry by Kamala Das where she talks about her first day in kindergarten, and she writes that when she is 32 or 34. And I did it when I was 25 or 26, but I don't have a photograph of my school photograph because I was not good in studies. So क्या करेगा photograph लेके, that was the thing in my mind. So I use different the grades of wood or the casts of wood to make students, and the point of making rooms very small, and I didn't want to use a pedestal because I thought because I did the same when I do the painting. I have a bucket, I would flip it and stand on it. That's how experience and making something, there's a
acceptance or the negotiation that goes on. Next. This is everybody know that there is a story. So I was thinking about contradictory material making a story. Is it possible? Where glass through and found object stones can make the story. So I was thinking like that. So this is for my friends who are from art history. So they would come every time and give 4 or 5 pages of Deleuze or Foucault or some Xerox, and maybe this was done in my bachelor master's. So I had written a tool book by book one. So they would have Xerox, heap of Xerox with them, and I made cuts of tools, all kinds of tools in there. At that moment, the work was not for the gallery, it was for the friends or to teach someone. All the work came in that space of, or some teacher said something, the work would be for that, for this. I studied wood in Mysore. So this is called high art, and the table is around 5 feet high. So you have to climb the stool to look at the table. And all the tools that are there, they are from high art, like watercolor, gun, all those things. So we had a neighbor who used to wash the car so much so it got rust everywhere. So that's what I have done. And South Indians have this craze to wash the car so much. Like, this is the laborers who are building the houses, and they don't have a house to stay. And I was thinking that how the horizontal mark can be stretched by vertical marks. The whole building is done by vertical marks. Yeah. This thing was coming again and again. So I did a small painting, then enlarged it and more. So this is the time when I started using extemporas. Till then all the things were acrylic. So this is called man pouring milk. And this comes from, you never thought of it being a man pouring milk, but when it, yeah. No, there is another one. If you are bored, I will do it by making a painting of that. So that's how it started, as acting as father. Next. These are all on tempera on silk or tempera on board or tempera on canvas. So this is the anniversary. We got a new bed, so that's what. So next. So this is a dear friend in the hotel. So I was thinking whether it was money for cash for the cows or to eat, because some notes were so old. They can't be spent. This is my friend counting. This was a Diwali lighting on the upcoming building. So it was strange, like you light a skeleton. Next. This is a strange painting, I don't know, but it was done. So, because it doesn't belong anywhere, not the foreground, not the background. Now the painting started saying, I am not thinking about whether it will go with anything. It's just about me being happy of experiencing painting and want to know about more. Next. This is from a newspaper. Where the people, these are all very small.
Any questions, responses?
Are there any significant artist influence in your work?
There are many, I think, but I don't.
I think initially your bachelor works little influence from MS Harsha, like
Not Harsha. I know who it is, but I can tell you. It's actually, there is a group of painters called kitchen sink painters in UK. So they were inspired, but with subject matter, it's Bhupen Kakkar, Dhruv Patel, and short stories by who wrote it's about painting the. Initially started because the wide element coming to the city. That's the only one thing. But
I've seen.
You know, in the temple I would run when I heard the sound of the bell. I used to go spend time, and I think it's nothing to do with the element. It's to do with the brush mark, where I would enjoy making elements, where I'm not bothered about detail of the element being done in horizontal marks. You know, Baroda, they're eating all Gujarati food. All those things are there. So certain things are personal, and you know how you think of somebody else in a way. Yeah.
have you seen the works of Peter Doig?
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
remembered
There is
him
one
also.
work of what you will tell it. It's like him, which I know. But the paint he can do is unbelievable.
He's amazing.
So I have seen that because when you look at in person, the way the paint is being added is I didn't like in the initial days because when you apply red and you apply something, it becomes something else. So there is no control with the bonsai trees which I painted, and the title of the work is "Trees Whisper in the Night Whether We Want Books." The title is because when we sleep in the night, both of them, we would say, "अच्छा चाहिए, बच्चा होना चाहिए था." That's the general way, but something that struck me is how something can become a subject where then the image comes to be stronger, which comes from before. I am interested in that.
In the zoo art, so there is any particular reason going and finding to make only zoo art, not on any.
No, I am interested in kind of captivation.
Present. The presence of the material is very remarkable, right? Beyond its meaning-making capacity, right? But the presence is very much there. And this presence is also, to extend it philosophically, the presence is also the existential presence, experiences, which in a way Sujit kind of does, right? Earlier experiences from childhood or a decade back or 5 years back, things come. Even, I mean, these are not distinctly separate. Even when we look at Mahesh's work, we have those earlier things coming, but the treatment makes it very much respond. You know, there is a gravity in terms of palette. Right? There is a weight in his work, heaviness in the work. Even when you have the glimpses of light, right? The dialectics of light and darkness actually produces that heaviness.
हैदराबाद की मेरी जान, ना है कि मेरा नाम, मेरी आर्टों से पहचान, मेरी पेंटिंग से निशान। मेरा BFA इसी कॉलेज में किया है। मास्टर PS2 कॉलेज में से किया है। सो मैं रिसेंटली में एक सोलो शो किया है, बहुत अच्छा लगा मेरे कि सोलो शो करने से अच्छा लगा मेरे को, बहुत सारा अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रहा मेरे को सोलो शो के बाद। तो एक एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिला सोलो शो के बाद, जैसा ये आज का दिन इधर मैं ठहरा सा है, एक बनियन आर्ट स्टूडियो में एक मौका मिलने का बहुत अच्छा लग रहा कि मैं एक यंगस्टर से बहुत अच्छा लग रहा। तो मैं लास्ट टाइम में बनियन आर्ट स्टूडियो में हेल्पिंग के लिए के आया था मैं लक्ष्मण सर के साथ। बहुत अच्छा लगा कि सब कुछ मिल के काम कर रहा हूँ लक्ष्मण सर के साथ और सब लोग आर्टिस्ट से। बहुत अच्छा लग रहा कि सब सीनियर्स के साथ आर्टिस्ट के साथ काम करने, तो हम लोग को एक मूवमेंट आया था कि करना कुछ, तो हम लोग को भी लग रहा था कुछ करना हम लोग का भी। सोच रहे टाइम में इस बार बनियन आर्ट स्टूडियो से एक अपॉर्चुनिटी एक मेरे को मिला ना, बहुत मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है, मेरे को बहुत प्राउड मोमेंट है मेरे लिए ये। इस बार मेरे को सब सीनियर आर्टिस्ट के साथ काम करे तो एक मज़ा अलग ही आ रहा है। मेरे को कुछ करना है बोल के मेरे को लग रहा, इस अपॉर्चुनिटी से बहुत सारा कुछ करना बोल के मेरा दिमाग में चल रहा है। इस बार बहुत मेरे को 25 में एक अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी मेरे लिए। मैं थैंक यू सो मच लाइक बनियन आर्ट स्टूडियो एंड चुप्पसगर सर, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर गिविंग फॉर यंगस्टर्स के लिए एक बहुत अच्छा लग रहा। और मेरे लिए बोल के नहीं, सब बहुत सारे आर्टिस्ट लोग आ रहा और यंगस्टर बच्चे लोग आ रहा, उन लोगों के लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल होगा। ये बहुत बड़ी जगह है, इधर आके बहुत सारा काम कर सकते हैं, इधर आके बहुत सारा सीख सकते हैं इधर। जैसा कि सर बहुत सारा एक फेलोशिप देते रहते सर सब बच्चे लोगों के लिए, बच्चों के लिए बहुत बच्चे लोग सब लोग अच्छा कुछ ना कुछ सीखते रहते इधर से। इधर आने के बाद बहुत मेरे को इधर आने के बाद बहुत सारा कुछ तो भी मेरे को दिमाग में कुछ अलग चल रहा है। मेरे को बहुत सीनियर के साथ आर्टिस्ट के साथ काम करने के बाद मेरे को भी कुछ करना है बोल के, प्रूव करना बोल के लग रहा। मैं करके करूँगा मैं अभी तो 100%। थैंक यू।
Hi, I'm Jayashree Burman. I have come from Delhi. I'm an artist, printmaker, sculptor. I have come this Banyan Heart Studio, and Mr. Sudhakar Chippa, he asked me to come and invited to come, and I'm so happy to be here with the so many artists and the students. All of us are working together. It's beautiful feelings, and I felt like I'm again became a young girl and working with all youngsters, young energy, and everybody here is very helpful and they always work with the heart, and the girls and the boys, they're so helpful, and it's really added to the working when you are in a very comfortable situations, and it's wonderful being here. And Hyderabad is a very cultural city, a historical city. It's a good feeling, and I hope one day this institution will do very, very well, and lot of youngsters will see their future bright and brighter.
I'm Veer Munshi, visual artist. I live in Delhi, originally from Kashmir. So the Hyderabad, I have been visiting many years because part of my family lives here. And this banyan tree, the residency, I have been invited, I think 2 years back, and with other contemporary artists to build an portfolio, because we were invited to this beautiful studio where this graphic setup is here, particularly the etching. We created some of these works here that time. The ambience looked very nice, and it was also very interactive with the fellow artists. And I spent a couple of days here, and I found this was a very good initiation by the Chipa Sudhakar and the kind of other students, the interaction, discourse happened here during that period was really what one appreciates. And now these institutions like these residencies, I think it's very important, especially with the younger artists, the upcoming artists who leave the institutions and after graduating, doing post-graduation or whatever research they do, there is a period in life after the art school. You need such places where you can interact, you can mentorship, you can develop, and you can have discourses which will definitely add to their practice in certain ways. That's why I feel these supporting structures are very important. Besides what we have biennales, we have art summits, we have gallery system, we have the museums. Though we don't have many museums, but we need to build these museums and we need to build these residencies. And I am very hopeful that this residency will serve the purpose in various directions for upbringing a change, because these discourses will definitely bring what we are about, and how we put it into our practice. May it be from the traditions, may it be from the knowledge, maybe from your roots, maybe from what we inherit, and that's what it is all about. So I feel very happy to have and being here this time also, when there's a lot of interactive sessions happening. I think it's very beautiful.
Good evening. I'm B. Ramesh, a painter from Visakhapatnam. I've known Sudhakar for more than 2 decades, and I'm aware of Banyan Hearts and its activities ever since its inception. I'm very impressed and also moved by the kind of activities and the nature of activities which are conducted at Banyan Heart. Perhaps there's no other place in the country where students who have just passed out can find a place to come and work and kind of pursue and further their career interests. In Hyderabad, Sudhakar has created such a wonderful place called Banyan Hearts, with a wonderful ambience where I see all young people getting facility to come and do things like printmaking and painting, and I'm sure this place is going to produce some of the most brilliant artists in future. I wish all the best and great success to Banyan Hearts. Thank you.
Chipa Sudhakar is very old and good friend of mine. Though I based in Calcutta, but I met frequently many places in some art fair, in my exhibition or his exhibition, happening somewhere or some art workshop, we met each other. And 2-3 years back, I just come to know that he has a huge studio and he is doing some activity like this. And he asked me to come earlier also, but I could not make out. So this time I thought I should be there, and I come down, and I have seen that space is it's a very proper environment is there to work. People can come and work there. It's a very quiet and very nice place. And when I come to know that this is called Banyan Art Studio, and I have seen that huge banyan tree over there, it's meaning something. The banyan tree have giving shelters for human beings and animals also. So this is maybe a very symbolic thing, and what he is doing, when he sent all the details to me, so I have seen he is doing a very actually good thing for newcomers. New students are coming here, and they can work here for a month or 2 months or 3 months, and it's a huge benefits for them. They can do work here, and Chippa is so well connected with many things, and he can put them as in different level. So that is a big thing, and I'm very glad to part of that. And whatever I just come to know that whatever we are doing here, it's that price will go to the fund, and they can help more. So it's every artist, they have some duty to do that, but everybody cannot do this kind of, they cannot run this kind of organization. But some of us in our artist friends or some artists are doing this, we are always ready to take some part and do some help to them. So that's why I'm here, and I'm so happy that they are having me here, and it's a beautiful space and inviting me to do more works. That is the main thing, and I'm enjoying it.
तो मेरा नाम टी वेंकन्ना है। मैं गांव का नाम गजवेल है, हैदराबाद से नज़दीक है। मैं 2000 में इधर आया हूँ बैचलर करने के लिए। फिर इसके बाद मैं चले गया हूँ एमए करने के लिए बड़ौदा, वहाँ पे प्रिंट मेकिंग किया है। इसके बाद मैं फ्रीलांस आर्टिस्ट हूँ, वर्किंग विद गैलरी इन मुंबई गैलरी। तो आई डिड सोलो शोज एंड ग्रुप शोज। इसके बाद हाँ, अभी आई एम working still. So with Banyan art, I have a relation with Banyan art from 2002. So सिपा सुधाकर के साथ रिश्ता मेरा बैचलर से है. I used to work for him. He used to help me in a financially when I was in a bachelor. इसके बाद बड़ौदा गया तभी भी मुझको हेल्प करते थे फाइनेंशियली एंड आई लर्न सो मच फ्रॉम हिम. ही यूज्ड टू टेल टू डू मोर ड्राइंग्स. दैट्स हाउ encouraging the students. So इसके बाद मैं बड़ौदा से जाने के बाद भी मैं इधर आया हूँ कैंप करने के लिए. आई थिंक ये 3rd कैंप है इधर प्रोफेशनली. बट अदरवाइज अब मैं इसके साथ बहुत पुराना रिश्ता है, उसके साथ जुड़े हूँ बनियन आर्ट के साथ एंड चिप्पा सुधाकर के साथ. यहाँ पे जो आर्टिस्ट आया वेल एस्टाब्लिश्ड है नाउ एंड ये इन्वायरमेंट बहुत अच्छे है इधर काम करने के लिए और बहुत सारा आर्टिस्ट है उनके साथ कम्युनिकेशन है और यहाँ पे फैसिलिटीज़ प्रिंट मेकिंग है बेसिकली एंड स्कल्पचर, सेरामिक, पेंटिंग स्टूडियो एंड it's a super place for young artists. And this is a camp is going to encourage the young artists for financially stabilized to support them for long time. यहाँ पे मेरा पूरा पुराना फ्रेंड्स भी आया है मिलने के लिए और वर्क करने के लिए, उनके साथ बैठना बात करना और यहाँ पे अच्छे से इन्वायरमेंट है काम करने के लिए क्योंकि इस नेचर के साथ बहुत जुड़े हुए हैं और वेल मतलब वेंटिलेशन है काम करने के लिए एंड वो अच्छा तरीके से एस्टाब्लिश किया है.
నా పేరు సాయి కర్ణికోట. నేను బనియన్ ఆర్ట్స్కి లాక్డౌన్ తర్వాత వచ్చానన్నమాట. సో ఆల్మోస్ట్ నా బ్యాచిలర్స్ 3rd ఇయర్ 4th ఇయర్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఇక్కడనే స్టే చేసి అప్ అండ్ డౌన్ చేశాను. నా ఆర్టిస్టిక్ జర్నీలో చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ రోల్ ప్లే చేసింది బనియన్ ఆర్ట్స్ స్పేస్ బేసికలీ అండ్ సుధాకర్ సార్ కూడా. సో ఈ స్పేస్ అండ్ సార్స్ గైడెన్స్ చాలా ఇంపాక్ట్ రోల్ ప్లే చేసింది నా ప్రాక్టీస్లో. అండ్ సార్స్ ఎంకరేజ్మెంట్ తర్వాత ఇక్కడ చాలామంది ఆర్టిస్టులు రావడం వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడడం చాలా ఇన్స్పైరింగ్గా ఉంటుంది. సో ఎట్ ద ఎండ్ బనియన్ ఆర్ట్స్ ఒక మేజర్ రోల్ ప్లే చేసింది నా ఆర్టిస్టిక్ జర్నీలో. సో థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Hi, this is Amanpreet. I'm an art curator and Team Banyan Heart Studios. The event Bird's Eye View, the Cartography of Contemporary Art, culminated art workshop, talks, presentations by the attending artists, and an exhibition of our ex-residency students at State Art Gallery, Madhapur. It is an initiative which where we want to bring in the focus to Banyan Heart Studios, where we take the initiative to support and promote the upcoming artists. Banyan Heart Studios since 2007 has been supporting the young and upcoming artists. Artists from who finishes their studies and want to work at studio space, build their discipline, can enroll at Banyan Heart Studios. We go through the portfolios and invite the artists to come and stay at the residency for a month or two.
finally, I would like to thank all our senior artists and artists, young ones who have supported this event and made this bird's eye view event possible. Apart from all this, I would also like to mention the young ones who are passing out from their college to feel free to reach out and send their portfolios to us. We would like to go through them and ask you to visit us and explore your creativity.